Hello, it's Lyndsay Allison back with another video. This one is called A Minimalist's Guide to Buying New Things. Because even minimalists or people who try to have less all need new things sometimes. Let's get into it. So there are a few simple things to consider before a new purchase that will help us to gain clarity and to not act suddenly or without genuine thought. If we are trying to lessen our intake and/or our possessions, this one can be an indispensable habit to get into. Two of the largest challenges to maintaining a minimalist life in our society are the perpetuated desirability of something new and the ease by which we can acquire it. We have been taught that a new thing will essentially fix everything, if only for a moment. Something new is our gift when we are sad or sick. We deserve it when we have done well or have accomplished something impressive. We celebrate with a gift. Everywhere we turn, a new thing is awaiting us, taunting us and proving that we are good enough. We deserve it. It's easy. It feels good. And we have learned to expect it. However, and without fail, the rush that we are given quickly dwindles and disappears. And often, because we don't quite hold dear our excessive and ever-growing piles of things, the bar for what we do let in is lowered with each purchase. It doesn't have to be perfect, as long as it's new and as long as we can have it now, or very soon. The sooner the better. And so our things squeeze and push into our lives and our homes. They pad our walls and our spaces like plaque and tartar. They shrink our rooms and stand loudly in front of the items that could be useful, if we remember that they were there. And our things are no longer just items. We've turned them into status and pride. We've turned them into our life goals, our passions, what we dream of, and what we hope for. The problem with that is that they are still just things. And we wonder why we feel unfulfilled or lost. We wonder why a home full of inaccessible, inaccurate, and uncurated items, bought for reasons beyond necessity, is not making us smile. Inspire me. Make me better. Make me respectable and interesting. Our things can't do that, but we can. A life of curiosity, openness, freedom, and thoughtfulness could bring us closer. A life with less debt and more space could bring us closer too. Making a purchase should be an event made with thought and respect. So here are 5 ways to stay balanced in a world where everything and everyone is suggesting you just get something new. Number 1, before you decide to buy something, ask yourself what you could use instead that you already have. Always, if you feel like you need something new, imagine that you just can't get it. What would you use that you already have to serve the purpose of the item that you want? And don't let yourself off the hook. It's amazing what we can come up with if we really try. Take the time to really think of what might work. It is an exercise in creativity and frugality that will serve you even if you do end up making the purchase. You might just find the perfect item at home, and if you do decide to buy it, you'll be more confident that you really need it. Also, you can think of ways to use the same thing with perhaps a small addition. My water bottle has 2 lids. One is for tea and hot drinks, and the other is for drinking cold water. Same quality bottle, I just bought a second lid when I realized that I needed a bottle for 2 things. Maybe there's a way for you to use one item for more than one thing. Number 2, take the time and energy to research and save for just what you want every time you buy something. Don't settle for so-so. Another of the things to consider before a new purchase is that you shouldn't settle. And the truth is, if you're not constantly depleting your money by buying so-so items, you may just be able to save for a bit of time and buy something a bit more quality that will be usable for years, a lifetime, or longer. And it is so nice to be surrounded by things that are exactly what we want. A truly curated home can be pure bliss. It's also likely that your appreciation for the item that you took your time to find will not dwindle quickly. So take the time and energy to find what you're actually looking for before you spend your money. Number 3, allow yourself the freedom to know that it is possible and delightful to have everything that you need. Being constantly in search for something to buy is so common that it's hard to imagine that there is another way. The idea of not being actively on the search for something is almost laughable in its elusivity. But it is possible to have enough. Of course, this possibility might be fleeting, underwear do get old, but just remember that having enough is a place that we can be. It's powerful and it's real. Not living in the realm of searching for the next thing to purchase can be a beautiful and freeing way to exist, if we can get comfortable with it. Number 4, having fewer things is fundamentally and entirely having less strife. It's so easy not to believe this, or to just not acknowledge it. But the truth is, especially if you have any kind of mental health or anxiety issue, more stuff is more stress. As someone who deals with a chronic condition that without question causes me to have anxiety and stress, having lessened my possessions and gone towards a minimalist lifestyle, I have helped myself to lower my baseline of stress in a way that has made my life so much calmer. So one of the things to consider before a new purchase is definitely to remember that the more physical things we are responsible for, the more stress we are inviting into our homes and into our minds. Number 5, we don't need the newest version if our version works perfectly well. Enjoy what you have. Another of the things to consider before a new purchase is the length of time we can use something. It's illogical and disrespectful to not use the item that we have spent our literal life hours on to the extent of its abilities. Be it a car, a cell phone, a t-shirt, or a pair of socks. It makes sense to use it as long as we can in order to get our money's worth. We have been taught and sold the idea that we should keep up with the trends and the technologies. But most of the reason for this is so that we'll have enough insecurities and unhealthy desire to buy a new one before we need it. If what we have is functioning for us as it is, it's likely not quite time to replace it. If the reason we get a new one is because it isn't working as well as we need it to anymore, or because it is broken or is unrepairable, this means that we have gotten all of the use that we're able to from our item. So try to hold out and use it a bit longer. It's better for the environment, for your home, and for your wallet. Having a never-ending list of things that we need is a depleter of more energy than most of us would believe or want to believe. It's so common to be living for the next sale, the next general purchase or just the next thing that's bright and shiny. In a society where shopping is a respectable and common hobby, it's easy to whittle away our hard-earned energy and money on things that actually take from us. Extra things make our home smaller. They rob us of our money and they take away our mental and physical energy. Taking some extra time to be a bit more thoughtful before we buy something can make great changes in our life. Thank you guys so much for listening. It really does mean so much to me. Hope you're doing well, and I will talk to you next Thursday. Bye.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden